A blue cage elevator creaks its way up the side of the Vatican to the top of the famous Bernini's Colonnade. High above St. Peter's Square, workers have surrounded the crumbling old statues with scaffolding, nets and ropes. There are 40 restorers involved in a multi-million euro and multi-year project to bring the colonnade back to its original splendor. Italian sculptor-architect Gian Lorenzo Bernini completed the colonnade in 1667. Work of restoration is painstaking. Restorer Alessio Tagnani is working on the statue of Saint Costanza. He uses both hammers and an electric chisel to carefully take away mold, lichen, algae, and pieces of stucco from earlier restorations. His colleague Agnese Tringali studies each statue and marks on a graphic drawing of the statue the different elements that need to be restored. Master Guy Devreux runs the Vatican Laboratory for Marble and Cast. He is overseeing the project and discusses every move with the restorers.
The restorers that have been hired to do this job are all experts in this field, and they treat the surfaces of this monument exactly as they would treat a sculpture in a restoration laboratory. It is being treated on each point on every square millimeter of the surface.
Down underneath the colonnade, several other restorers are carefully working on several of the 284 columns. They are assiduously rubbing off dirt and stucco, replacing old restorations and adding new ones. With a spray and yellow sponges, they delicately pat the stucco to make sure they get the correct texture and color. The result, visible in the completed columns, is magnificent. The whole project is expected to cost somewhere between 10 to 20 million euros and is being sponsored by various Italian companies that, fortunately, for the sake of all the visitors to the Vatican, have limited their advertising posters on the scaffolding. The restoration is expected to be completed in 2015. An interesting historical note on this restoration project. Back in 1657, when Pope Alexander VII initiated the project, Rome had just come through a plague epidemic that left tens of thousands of dead. The project gave work to lots of poor people. Circumstances are different now, but Rome is in an economic crisis, and this restoration project is giving work to 40 restorers, some artisans and skilled laborers. Trisha Thomas, Associated Press at the Vatican.